All right, welcome to phase 2 of the Noble Dragon drawing. In this episode of how to draw dragons with the dragon story. So, quick recap: we're drawing a noble dragon. I did the rough sketch, and so I'm moving on to the next phase, which is the line work phase. And so, in order to do that, I just created another layer. Tone the opacity way down just so I can see that shape and form, and then I will draw on top of that. So once again, Vine charcoal, same thing with the eraser. And I use the smallest setting because, not the eraser, sometimes if I put on the edge, I can get a thicker line, but if I need a really thin line, I can do that. And for whatever reason, I always like starting with the eye. The other thing I found is if my lines end up being too thick, I end up erasing them away anyways. Again, the noble dragons have these really large eyes. You know, and sometimes I get in there and I keep seeing too much of the rough sketch. I just need to know where the lines are, or the overall shape. You know, and little things like that help show the skin, how it wraps around. Let's see, before I get to that. See, that line's too thick. Oh, and some of these other lines might be too thick as well. So I'm going to add just like a little bump of scales going up his snout. Then I can start in with the next row behind it. And this time I have to remember if I have a specific aesthetic in mind with the way these scales are designed. Oh, let me actually get... Always check your shapes, because that line, I think, flows a lot better with the dragon's snout. Paying careful attention to how the horn connects to the skull. Yeah, let's just map this out. I still don't like this line very well. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just pretty darn close. Okay, just kidding. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oops. So you do have to be careful for that line quality to be so much thicker than the line quality around it. It's not that big of a deal right now, but actually this probably works better if I draw that one first. Yeah, that looks better. Sure why I did that. You'll notice that I'm still kind of improvising. What the heck? There. You want to make sure they all kind of flow together. That was the wrong one. Okay. Ugh. See, that creates this really weird tangent. You don't want to do stuff like that. Oh boy. I think I need to restart my iPad. Keeps in those little glitchy things. It was too thick. Yeah. Let me just keep going. I mean, what's most important with that, the drawing underneath, is that it helps keep all these scales on the proper arc. Kind of making sure these are curved, so it's clear that these are kind of growing from the skin. Let's go back in and add these. Oh, this is easy to lose track. You want to keep in mind that the scales right here follow a pattern. See, look, I'm already off from my rough sketch, but that's okay. The nice thing about dragons is, you know, the growth of these scales is going to vary in reality, so it's not like they all have to look exactly the same. I have to step back and look and make sure it flows in the right pattern, which, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then I have to look at this one. You know, just that little bend in the line kind of helps give the dragon a little bit of a personality. It's kind of like a hairstyle almost. And I figure every dragon kind of grows scales a little bit differently. Yeah, that's a very impressive mohawk. That's kind of fun. And let's see. Let me map out these. See, I'm not even following the rough sketch. It's mostly just knowing where I want these lines to be. And then you just kind of go with what you start. I'm not excited how some of these lines are a little bit different, but that's okay. Then as the scales progress down the neck, you know, they just gradually kind of smooth out, or, you know, they could even expand. It just depends on what you want your design to be. You know, and I figure he has this center line of scales coming down here, but this one kind of blends. Oh yeah, then these. Actually, let me do this. This kind of represents the muscle that goes from the back of the skull to the collarbone area. Oops. And I'm getting the line work, but it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You know, and I like the idea of this dragon having just some kind of fun designs going on right here. Okay. I almost think, and then at this point, this is when I turn the rough sketch off. And so this would kind of be the finishing. Oh, had an errant line. This would be the finishing point of phase 2, which is the line work, where I'm just getting the line work down, making sure it like flows with the arcs and everything. But then what I do is the next phase is detailed line work, where I'll go back through and just double check everything, maybe clean some of this stuff up, that sort of thing. And so phase 2's finished, the line work has been established, I like where it's looking, and so it's ready for phase 3. So thanks for watching. Be sure to tune into the next video and follow along for the line work refinements is what I call phase 3. Thanks for watching.